Peace, peace, peace. There. Let me see. Do we have sound? A 1 2, a 1 2, a 1 2, a 1 2. Okay. Get a little slow start today. It's cool because I got a little light snack. Freedom Culture. Yeah, I was just waiting for people to come in. You know, I was just about to say, you know, maybe my title is not interesting today. You know, whatever it is. But I was actually giving it just a few more minutes before I pack it in. You may have saved the day. Maybe people just don't want to hear from you today. Yeah, I mean, you know, inspired sciences is it's you know, it's interesting to me, of course, because I put it up there, but sometimes everybody don't see what you see. See, that's the thing about seeing, you know, and having understanding, right? Hindsight is 2020. Everybody got hindsight where after everything already turned out, then you able to say, okay, well, yeah, that's what happened. You know, and then a lot of people got sight where uh, things that's happening right now in the present, right? You can look and see what's going on. Inside. You can draw that up. You know what I'm saying? But see, a lot of people don't have foresight. See, that's the ability to see shit before it happens. It's like when you predict the history, that's why a lot of times the people don't think you can do it. Because they can't see what you see. But you know, being that it's just me and you, we can go the other direction. Where you know, what do what topics do you want to hit? You said I be in the economy build all the time. I think that must be a typo or something. I don't understand. I don't understand what that means. Born, what's the deal? You know what's crazy, boy, is a lot of people been coming out here from LA like the last couple of weeks. The brother was out here. I don't know where Freedom went. I don't know. I ain't seen Freedom. I don't know. He disappeared. Did some fire shit. If you see him out there, if you see him out there, tell him we ain't gonna be looking for him too long, man. Are you coming out here tomorrow? I'm gonna be in the pocket. I should be. Well, you know what? My daughter's born day was on the bill day, so at some point during the day, I got to go maintain with her. But I should be in the pocket over here in the afternoon time. But yeah, some brothers. The last people that came out here, brother came out here. He had his whiz, but they was from Long Beach. You said building about the economy. What you mean, building about the way the economy is, or building about economics? Because that's two different things. You know what I'm saying? Building about building about the way the economy is.
Cracking up. She said, "Your feet ain't that."
Yeah.
Your feet ain't that big.
Listen, man.
Oh, well.
I should be here. Well, you know how daughters is. I can't really call it, but as soon as I escape, because I understand my children, they have very expensive habits, so I gotta limit my exposure. I used to do that. That's a trick I used to pull on my seeds. Every time we went someplace, right, I take them someplace different, right? So they don't never know all the stuff that costs money. They would, and I see, if you take them back a second time, then we got it mapped out. We get there. So you only take them the first time, and then whatever it is, they have fun. So we've been all up and down. We've been all up and down. We've been in Sesame Place. He's like, we've been out west all over. You gotta have strategies. You know what I'm saying? But like I was saying, though, dealing with the economy, it is, it's all certain factors, as opposed to, building on economics, right? From the standpoint of this, right? Uh, other groups of people, they include that in a daily uh, activities. You know what I'm saying? Meaning that the Mormons is also a economic entity. You know what I'm saying? Maybe not the Mormons, as a religious, specific entity, but saying the Mormons, right? They deal with finances and economy with each other. They do trading with each other, and they pool their resources in order to do trading with other people. right? The Quakers, right? A religious group. You see what I mean? As opposed to wherever, uh, you know, Mount Calvary, Zion Baptist, whatever it is, right? Where you just go there and you give your money, and then there's no, in terms of the finances of the church and the preacher, that gets handled. But in terms of, you know, forming any type of foundation where the whole community of people could be elevated, you know, and I know I said we was going to deal with the topic you talk about, but look, a lot of times that relates to people still dealing with expired sciences. See, like, and when I say expired science, right, it doesn't mean that the science is not right and exact, right? It means that, well, it could mean that, but what I'm speaking on is things where, look, that went from knowledge to born. And that's not the science no more. The way the science is now, right, grew and developed from that, but it's expired now. So see, look, back in the days, remember when you was hungry, you used to just go home. And when you got there, people took care that the food was there. It might have already been cooked and on the plate for you. But at least for me, right, that's the expired science. My parents is not here no more. So see, even, some of that, somebody might cook the food for you, but where you got it from? See, that's a simple example. But it happens every day where people deal with expired sciences. See, because the no part, you know, past, present, and future go together. See, first of all, just the relative nature of those terms. You can't have a present without a past. Those that to say now is in relation to then. You see, just like you could be too early. You could be too early. See, because look, in the 1 to 20, right? In the 1 to 20, it tells you about the time and the place. The time is right now, and the place is right here. So all that's sensitive in what you're dealing with. See what I'm saying? Meaning, if you was you, right? If you was the same exact you, but in a different time, in a different place, then how you would have to apply yourself would be different. You see, that's why we can't always judge people in what they did in their time. But see, when they come in our time plugging shit up, right? Then we gotta let them know they dealing with expired sciences. See this right here where you said a lot of skill sets might be expired scientists. Expired sciences. Exactly. Like how many jobs you think exist right now for a stagecoach driver? How many archers? How many archers is the army looking for? Those are sciences, those is facts of reality, right? But it's expired there. Question, would that equate to refining knowledge, meaning the best practice of a particular science or field of study would change based on knowledge in the period of time? I wouldn't say it's refining knowledge, it's just the nature of knowledge. Knowledge is knowledge is infinite. You understand what I'm saying? And if what we doing is based on knowledge and we have more knowledge now than we had before, then it's gonna bring about a change in what we're doing.
Okay, so look, you put power dollars in.
All right. So this is Mike with the skateboards. This is, did y'all see the animation? The animation that I put the beat on the short where it was the comic characters. Yeah, Mike is the one that he does that, the stop motion animation. I'm trying to get him right now to do some other animation for me, but he doesn't understand. He doesn't understand about credits and stuff like that. But we might get some more of that going. You know what I'm saying? But just as that's what is, more I would look at it as, hold on, we got somebody in the waiting room here. Oh, we got Born over here.
Peace, y'all.
Peace.
What's the science, Almighty?
Hey man, just doing the thing, man. You know what I'm saying? But justice though, before we get into that, is see what it means is that the person they the walking dead. They a zombie. If you don't have the knowledge, right, to really deal with whatever the reality is right now, you just living off of us. And don't get me wrong, that's some of that is being a great society, right? Where people that is strong help the people that's weak. You know what I'm saying? But one thing about this knowledge right here, right? See, you gotta help yourself. See, it didn't say I take the devil off of your planet. You gotta take the devil off your own planet.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? I could give you some examples of how to do that and all that, but ultimately you gotta take the devil off your planet. You see what I mean? Because what I could do, take your crack from you. You're just gonna go get more crack. Because you gotta take the devil off your own planet. You understand what I'm saying? But yeah, what's the signs, Born?
Oh man, just wanted to tap in with you, man. I'm actually over here packing, man. I'm coming to be on the turf, man.
Oh, all right, no doubt, man. You know we
You
be
know,
here, man.
absolutely. I want to tap in with you. I'll be there for a while. I heard you was talking about you was gonna be with your younger for a physical and stuff, man. So
Well,
I'm gonna
yeah,
let
nah,
you.
that's it. Look, couple hours, man. Because look, they at that age now. They don't want to hang with the old man.
Absolutely, man. I'm definitely the old guy now. Can you dig it, God? We are the official. We the old gods now. Can you believe that, God? Would
Nah, that's born love from L.A.
would you really imagine that, man? Like, think when we met, man. That we at this
Hey,
time we be
man,
the old
I
gods.
can't imagine. Look, I was telling somebody today. Look, I'm older now than everybody was when I had the knowledge, guy. When I got.
God. Let me tell you when I knew it changed, man. When I was at the ciphers and we have parliaments and the young guards be referred to me as sir. That's when I knew the game changed, God.
Hey, man, look, you ain't even feel the clock change, right?
It happened all of a sudden, nobody. I was at the parliament one day and I went from just being the big, the God big border law to yes, sir. Yo, but you said somebody was just out there recently from Long Beach?
Yeah, but he was 85, but he was like,
Oh,
yo,
he's an 85. Okay,
I think
okay.
he got exposed to the knowledge out there. He was like, yo, he came out here, he had to come by. So I
Mm.
gave him my number. He's supposed to call me, and I told him that I'm putting him in touch with some people out there.
Yeah, do that, man. I let me tell you, it's so crazy now, God. Because when we was coming up, man, like in our communities, in our immediate communities, you couldn't run around calling yourself a 5%er without it getting on our radar.
Right.
And now, like, you have so many frivolous 5%ers running
Yeah.
around now, man.
Yo, G, and see, that's what it is that is to me, I don't know who's teaching these people. That's my point. You know what I'm
You
saying?
either? I don't either. Word is bond.
Yeah, it was a little bit difficult to get the knowledge, and
Mhm.
the lessons and everything was more like the elixir of life and shit. And so it was like that's why you was just way more serious. It wasn't like now people be like, oh yeah, I got off the internet. I bought this book. Like, bro, that did not exist even.
Nah, nah. It's,
Like,
it's 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 different now because I have people, man, I hear people be iterating their histories and stuff like that, and I be listening to the years they talking about and the time periods. And then my attitude is that people acknowledge me as one of the firstborn, me and my group of brothers that I came up. How can you get knowledge and love of law and not come from my tree? You know what I'm saying? Like somewhere I know, somebody I built with, like how you don't come from our bloodline. So that's why I be like, who sent you and why?
gee, and then look, this is what be worse, right? When the person come up and they telling you they bloodline, right? But everything they saying, you like, wait a minute, man. I know that person. They don't even talk like that. Like,
Word is bond, God. Word is bond. Like
what the fuck?
I don't get it, man. I don't get it. I don't get it. So I'm right now, I'm gonna do the knowledge, man, and let the truth reveal itself. Because that's what I love about it is that, man, it's like, well, look, man, I didn't did my pilgrimage. I didn't, I went from Mecca to Medina. Like I done, been around around the
Yeah,
best of them, God, and they just gonna come in. Only way we can combat this stuff, man, is out teaching them. Like I used to get on some real angry and being mad and be on Facebook going on rants. All these so-called 5%ers, y'all ain't coming to the parliaments and now I ain't got to. I'm just going. Out teach them, man. We can't. I'm not gonna combat because they not going nowhere, God. The
they ain't
eighty-five
going.
percent ain't going nowhere.
Yeah,
We still connected, y'all. Is it just me now? Am I running the class? Shit, it might just be me. Am I running the live now? Today's math is me. Born is to bring into existence, Almighty. You know, to bring things anew. That's one of the reasons why I chose the name. And all my experiences in coming, because I went through a lot of changes in getting the knowledge, God. And I realized when it was all said and done, I was born Allah. I was born to be who I am. And what I am is Almighty, the Supreme Being. So to bring things into existence means that you have gone through a process. The process is growth and development, because God isn't made, God is grown. Because God is your birthright. Nobody can give and take that away from you, Almighty. But when you are born and you come from between your mama's legs, somebody got to take you home and raise you and take care of you. That's when you're under the study. You become God when you learn how to take care of yourself. You become Allah when you learn how to take care of yourself and others. So that's what it's about. It's about being the father of the civilization, being the one, the root of all these things, and then holding it down and taking responsibilities for it. That's what you get to being from being the maker and the owner. Oh, he's back. They had me running the class for a minute. They just like, yo,
Yeah,
start
man.
going through
I
math
didn't
and shit. I
know
was
about
like, well, let's do it, yeah.
I didn't know. I'm up here talking and everything. I didn't even know I'm out.
Yo, for a minute I didn't know, so I got it on the phone, but then I got the TV up too, so I'm looking at the things. I was like, "It's just you, God." I was like, "Did somebody said ask you today's math?" I was like, "Oh, say less." Like,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, God, but I just wanted to tap into it, and it's been like that. When I thought about it, it's been like 8 years and going on 9 years since I've been back home, God. So I'm
Right.
ready to come back through and get my battery charged, man. I done watched everybody come through. I saw you met my brother Demeek when he came with the babies from his school.
Right, yeah, yo, that was that, yeah, that was positive, man. He had a whole bunch of babies with him.
Absolutely, and shit. Yeah, God, Demeek has been doing this thing. That's one of the firstborn. Is like, that's where I
Mhm.
come from. And me, him, and this other brother, we all came up together in the knowledge. And then I believe you met my brother Freedom that's been out there now.
Freedom, yeah, that's what I was just talking. I don't know if Freedom pulled a fart on us. We don't know where he went.
Oh, he disappeared on you and shit. He did the old now you see me now you don't type shit.
Yeah, like, yes, man. I just was thinking about him the other day too, man.
That's peace. Yeah. So, people's coming through, man. My people are coming through, but we making big plans, man. Next year, show and prove, man. I think the love of law is gonna come out there in force, man. We've been building lately, and everybody's been like connecting the dots. So we can considering going out there, like for the show and prove as a collective, as a group. So we're gonna work it out, yeah.
Yeah, that's piece of shit because I've been noticing that recently. That every year, right? The show
Hmm.
prove got a different town that come kind of they all come together.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think last year or this year was it Texas or Houston that came
Yeah,
through.
yeah. A couple
Yeah.
years ago was Detroit.
Okay. So yeah, I think it's love and lost time, man. Because when I
And another
consider it
last
historically, God, I think like because I know love and law, we got knowledge out here in '89, and I based that off of our first parliament. So a lot of these other places outside of the tri-state area really got knowledge in the '90s. I think love and law got knowledge before a lot of these other areas where we've populated at.
yeah, no, that's true. A lot
You
of places
know.
just got the knowledge in the '90s, and even a lot of places that we talking about the late '90s, and a lot
Hmm.
of places that had it at that time, it was like somebody out there was saying they was God, but nobody had the lessons.
Right.
Like,
But that's the age old tale, God. That's how I was out here in love of law, man. So even in my history, like when I was rebellious and my mama couldn't do nothing with me. She sent me to go live with my old dad. At the time, my old dad lived in Pelon.
Mm-hmm.
And they sent me to school to go to Stevenson. And at the time, that's where it was mad guards in Stevenson and shit.
Yeah.
So that's how I ended up getting the knowledge. When I went back to LA, all I had was mathematics. It wasn't until I met Demeek, who was originally from Long Island. He had alphabet and I think the 1 to 10 and sparingly a couple of lessons in the 1 to 40. We
Mm-hmm.
lived like off of, what we thought. And again, keep in mind, we didn't know how to be 5%ers. We didn't even know that the regiment was 120 lessons. We just thought we had a bunch of
Right.
this
Yeah.
literature that we kind of knew, you know what I'm saying? So we was freestyling. It wasn't until I went out there to a law school in 80, you know what I'm saying, in 89, that we got it right. And I started rocking with El Naheem and all
Yeah.
that, man. So that's really the case with everybody, man. And I think a lot of times, though, God, and a lot of times when you don't have the knowledge, you guys brothers will fill in the gaps the best way they know how. So I think a lot of false teachers will start from that, because when they find out otherwise, a lot of times people have resentment, like, nah, I got it like this, and be thinking they want to hold on to the old world and dead
Mm-hmm.
thoughts. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Instead of owning up that, yo, that ain't right. Because I got so corrected when I came to New York, man. It was like I had my elders, then I had you, fucking Born Supreme, Love Eternal on my head. Like, it was crazy. I had my elders, and then I had my peer group. I met Love Eternal, dude. I wanted to squab. He had me so bad, I wanted to fight. I wanted to fade, God.
And Love Each Other, Love Each Other was like that back in the day. A lot of people
What?
was.
Yo, he had me hot as a bug, man. I wanted to squab, dude.
Yeah.
Word is ball.
Yeah, that was the days. But I mean, you know, that's you can do that when you're not religious. You know what I'm saying? Or like we was just saying, like that's another example of the other day. I was saying that a lot of people say, why is the question asked by the 85%, right? But the 85% don't really ask why.
They don't.
You know what I'm saying, when every day, right, is you thinking about, this science that you're giving people that you applying in your life. You know what I'm saying? Is it expired? You know what I'm saying? Like even science, like you said, with us teaching, me standing on the corner in front of the bodega, that's expired.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying?
They don't get the knowledge like that no more, God.
Can't even, because look, see, this is what I tell people, right? A lot of people ask about that, and it's like, see, when you an outsider, you don't understand it. See, first of all, it wasn't like we got the knowledge and then we came on the corner. We was on the corner when we got the knowledge. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Right.
that's where we was at, and that's where we started doing what we was doing. You understand what I'm saying? See, a lot of people they got it twisted and shit. You know what I'm saying? We was from those blocks. So yeah, this is where we gonna stand at, and this is the people that we gonna teach. Everybody's gonna come out and we gonna meet right here. You know what I'm saying? But like you said, that's all the parts that can be communicated online. That's how we tell people, you gotta come in tune with people, because like you said, you can get the lessons, right? But you can't really get how to draw it up. You can't get how to live it out. You know what I'm saying? Like all the various things, people be thinking that because you heard the stories, right, that you know what the hot seat is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you don't. You know what I'm saying? A lot of things people yeah, a lot of things. Yeah. A lot of people, like, see, I be telling people that, look, the hot seat, that's really some old school shit for when they first was getting the knowledge. By the time I got the knowledge, the hot seat was what it was.
It was wherever I landed at. Wherever you landed at.
Everywhere you landed. Like, look, for like that first 3 weeks, when you got the knowledge, right? Every time you stepped in the cipher, everybody wanted to build with you. Oh wait, you got you got it?
Yeah, come on, let me holler at you right quick.
Everywhere you went, you was the master of the ceremony.
Yo, let me tell you an experience, and that regiment, God, like I said, don't exist no more. You know, little Black Steve Sincere and shit that used to sell the flags, jewelry and shit with the waves to the side and shit.
Yeah.
What, man, you know, he was one of the people that no matter where I seen him at in traffic, he was gonna make sure that he took me through the day's lesson. One time,
Yeah.
God, I'm out there on Movement X business, record industry business. It's me, King Born. I think I got the stylist, A&R. I'm on 125th. We going shopping for something. He ran into me, God, and took me in front of the day's degree, in front of all the execs, and he didn't give a fuck. He cared not. You going to go through this lesson, my dude.
Yeah.
And took me through it. I'm in there stuttering everything in front of it. He was like, I'm waiting on you. Go ahead and get it out.
Yeah, God, that's it. That's
It don't exist like that no more, God. It don't exist like that.
Look, and see, I was talking about that yesterday. Is that's what I be saying? Is that they allow new niggas to come, right, and hold them to a lesser standard than they hold me.
Indeed.
You know what I'm saying? Where I gotta
Indeed.
show and prove for what I'm saying, right? But then y'all let this person over here, he got the flag, you know, all this other stuff. Like I don't get it. But that's one of the things. That's why I said, look, see, the person gotta want the knowledge. Like when people come in here, people always say, look, people come in here, I tell them go ahead. You see what I mean? Because see, once you want the person to have the knowledge more than they want to have the knowledge, then you start relaxing all the fucking what's in it. You see what I'm saying? Oh, he don't got to fast 3 days because he already don't eat swine. Get the fuck out of here.
Fuck out of here. Why not? Why not?
All type of bullshit that I heard over the years. You know what I'm saying?
Indeed. It's almost like the concept of like messing with your grandparents, like how Bill Cosby said, is like, that's not the woman that raised me or the grandparent that raised me. It's like, you over here, oh, let me get some money for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, as your child, I would ask for the money. You give me the whole rundown. As a grandparent, you dig it in your pocket. Like, oh, I got you. Here you go. Like, what?
You just hit it on the head. You're right.
Word
It's
bomb.
the truth. It's the older brothers. It's things that look. When I was getting the knowledge, right? It was some shit, right? Be like, yo, God, I heard this science right here, man. What's the science of that? Yo, God, ain't no statute of limitations, guy. I don't know what happened. Yo, God. The whole story is on the internet. You know what I'm saying? Like it's shit that I knew about, but I found out the details from my buddies.
It's dirty business, guy. It's dirty business.
I'm talking about stories with people that I used to be with every day.
Right.
And I'm just now knowing what happened.
Amazing, God. It's amazing this shit. But you know, God, sound travel way slower than light, Almighty.
Yeah. You got that right.
Way slower than light, man. So, you know, seeing it and hearing it is two different things and shit, yeah.
Who's this? Hisham a lot. Every time I see this brother's name, he always remind me. I always get a little dyslexic or something where it looks like Hashim.
Yeah, it do. Yeah, I'm looking at the comments now. Yeah.
You said to add on to point, a lot of P9 institution had a lot of things twisted as well in the 80s to the 90s. I mean, you know, they still got a lot of things twisted in it.
Word is bond. Let me tell you, man, some of my craziest experiences, man, was going through meeting brothers who come out of California penal systems and come to the streets. And you hear, you know, what I call it half-ass teachers and shit that they have, be thinking like these are 5% teachers. And you be like, yo, like it's every place is going to always misconstrue our teachings, God. Like that's just, you're not going to get it from nobody but us. So those things like the whole God body shit and stuff that becomes cliche 5% of terms is usually started by 85s and not us.
Yeah.
Like, we don't refer to each other like that. You know what I'm saying? But it's 85s trying to articulate who we are. And they don't know. You know what I'm saying? So, like, that's a lot of stuff that we're combating. The stuff that's in the music, stuff that's in the penal systems, like
Mm-hmm.
all these things that we're, lobbying against usually comes from environments and communities that ain't us.
Yeah. And in them environments, reality be so distorted that a motherfucker could never figure out what we talking about anyway.
Right.
The knowledge is a street science. It's not a jail science. Like, it's other shit
Indeed.
started in jail that don't make sense on the street. Like, you know the way some prison gangs operate, you can't operate like that on the street. You know
And
what
the
I'm saying?
same case with hip hop, though, God. A lot of people confuse this with hip hop and rap. And it's like,
Yeah.
nah. You know what I'm saying? We influence those worlds. Those worlds ain't got nothing to do with us.
Yeah, and see, yeah, they got me at a level where, oddly enough, like I'm like in total rejection right now of that shit. Like, just the whole hip hop 5% connection, you know what I'm saying? It's like just like you saying right now, right? That, a lot of things out there is twisted and we gotta get it right. That's one of the things where it's like, okay, the message went out there, right? And that was right, but it didn't go out there exact. You know what I'm saying? And so the knowledge went out there without our culture. It went out there without our principles, without our ethics. You know what I'm saying? And so now you just got the language, and because of that, a lot of our language got reduced down to slang. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people, you know what I'm saying? Because even like to me, right? Look, if you were 85%, right, don't come up to me and tell me that you know about this. Because, like, bro, listen.
Well, you used to be.
I'm the wrong one to tell me that you know about this. I'm that wrong one.
even if you know 120, if you know whatever, right? You're not gonna know it. Look, I'm not gonna know fishing like a fisherman.
Right.
He's gonna ask me about some kind of bait or something where it's like, yo, Spammy, look, get off my boat, man. You understand what I'm saying?
You gotta swim from here, right? You gotta swim from here, my dude.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that happened. You see what I mean? And then now, just like we say, right, in the lesson and shit, right? If you get the knowledge and it don't make no difference in your life, right? Then you're not one of us, right? To the 85%, if you get the knowledge and it don't make no difference in your life, you are one of us, nigga. Fuck you talking about you got.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Come on, man. Come on. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Of course.
So when you got motherfuckers that they go out there and they put our flag on and they use our language, but there's no difference in them to the 85%. And see, that'd be the thing too, right? A lot of them just stand by the train station and give out flags. That's not what I heard that happen. You see what I'm saying? There was people who was positive people. A lot of them was helping him, with the things where he was doing for us.
Handling the business.
Yeah. Like, you had somebody over here on the corner, right? The man that had the store, he got a flag for what I heard, right? And at that time, if you was a 5%, you go in the store and get a sandwich and put it on a large bill. You know what I'm saying? Old man Willie, who could drop some science on you. I don't know if he go into wisdom bill degree in the 1 to 40 and break it down. You know what I'm saying? But in terms of a law world manifest, there was things because Willie knew him before we knew him. You understand what I'm saying? But just these random motherfuckers who you haven't even told anything about the flag. You haven't told them that, okay, look, I got this from Bornula, and he said that I'm an honorable man and that I should wear this flag honorably, and this right here represents the 5%. You see, you that's how those people would do if you approach them. I knew some of them.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So you know, this, all of these things where they relaxed all of this stuff where you thinking, like, no, see, see, first of all, understand, right, that look, this is what you said, right? Look, now, back in days, right, if you go to California and you teach somebody, right, you like, look, I'm gonna bring you back to New York with me, right? Hey, look, I gotta tell you before we get out here, look, you see Love Eternal. I don't want to line you up, bro. See, this is work.
Right.
This ain't
no lazy man
science.
science.
And your shoes are shined up and shit, and then you know we all dealing with salvation and shit. You ain't no communion, nigga. Our communion is drinking and thinking.
He said drinking and thinking. I gotta fuck with that.
You understand what I'm saying? So,
I drink to that. I drink to that.
See, I don't line a nigga up. I don't line a nigga up and tell him, yeah, you got it. Go over there.
And set him up. that's borderline setting him up, God. For the lick.
You set him up, man. That's what I tell people that for years, man. Don't line your man up like that. Teach him to
go out there and be food. He be dinner, my dude.
Yeah.
Word is ball.
Especially because look, see, we from the days where look, it's only but so much time that's gonna happen. That we gonna encounter somebody that say you taught them, right? And they full of shit before we come and check you, man. The fuck is you teaching over here?
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? But see, like you said, peace. That's when the knowledge, everybody's right here.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the one thing that I liked about, you know, before. It's like, look, everybody got to come to school tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? We at school eventually. You ain't going to Europe and all this type of stuff like that.
Nah.
You got to go to the store for your moms. You got to go to the supermarket. You got to be around here. You see what I'm saying? Whereas now, you don't got to stand on the square.
You don't. You know, it reminds me of that meme and shit where they says that the internet got people coming out their mouth without getting punched in their face. You know what I'm saying? And not saying that we should be hooking off on people, but I'm just saying, like, you don't get to be challenged when you behind your keyboard and punching them characters. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a different presence when you standing in front of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't have that. They don't have that, y'all. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like the generational thing when I be like, these young boys is punks, man. Y'all been playing Madden. I used to play tag and tackle football on the cement or the grass. You know what I'm saying? You play Madden, this shit.
Yeah. That's you hit that right on the head, man.
Yeah, you know, it's a different game.
It's a different game. Look, and it's you right, that guy. You know, son, that's something I be saying too, man. Is that look, we was little kids, man. We was already outside.
We was outside, dog.
That people be like, yo, like,
and think about this, dog. Like, think about the degree. Think about the degree we was at. Like, when I started coming around, I was knowledge born, going in a wisdom cipher. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on. You know, like, the stuff that we was doing, this generation ain't starting to do it till they mid-20s, damn near.
They still with their parents. Like, in they 13, 14, they still being chaperoned by their parents around and shit and being babysat. Like, I even, you know, I kind of started noticing that in our generation with, like, people our age, they be like, yeah, I got to get a babysitter for the kids and shit. How old's your kids? They 16 and 17. What? Like, yeah, I wish my parents would send a motherfucking here to watch me when I'm 16. When you come back,
my mama sent me to school. My mama sent me to school with the house key or the shoestring around my neck.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's where we came from, man. You know? Hey, look, you better not have none of them bad motherfuckers in my house.
Right. Right. You get out of school at 3:00. By 3:20, when I call this boy, you better pick this phone up and be in this crib.
You know? Yeah.
Come on.
But see, all of that, and that also go with the internet, is that that's responsibility. Like, you don't got to be responsible for the stuff you say. You know what I mean? Because, see, and it's like that in jail, too, where a lot of this stuff, you don't got to live it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could be in jail, you know what I'm saying? Because, look, that used to happen in high school. That was one of the things where, when the brother pointed that out, it's like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? It demonstrated how shit is real, right? Where this brother's talking, it's the wisdom day, right? And he's talking all about the earth and all this shit, right? Mm-hmm. So the brother said, yo, you got earth? Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Word is ball, man. Like, and let me tell you.
Yo, look, and the brother said this, he said, I knew you ain't talking about the bros you be. Like, listen, man.
Incredible, God.
Yeah, and that's what it is. See, on the internet, you don't gotta live it out. Like, you can make a statement, right? And then it's like, like I said, look, you could say there's no such thing as gravity, right? But then jump off the state office building right here.
Right.
And then it ain't gotta be an argument. We ain't gotta go back and forth. You can show me that it ain't no gravity.
Right.
If you jump down on your tiptoes and shit and then saunter off, I'll be like, oh shit, yo, motherfuckers have me fooled. You know
but let me tell you, God, what I feel is that with the sciences and brothers building on the internet and things of that nature, I think what we're dealing with now, and I think it's the same thing in everything, we're dealing with popular culture. Right. So in dealing with popular culture, people get popular information. Doesn't necessarily mean that it's correct information. So with this generation, for instance, when they're going to look for something, they are, I'm on the internet, we fact checking. But when they do the search and the thing, it's only giving the popular stuff. The popular stuff comes at top. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's what they're getting, like all the popular stuff. So that's why, in turn, they end up getting all of the slang and stuff like that. Because when they go to research our shit, that's all they getting is the slang and the cliche shit. They're not getting the root of it and stuff, God. You know, and that's the divide, Lord. They're getting the most popular information, but it's not necessarily the correct information.
And then they owe people for that stuff that they getting too. That's another thing that people don't be. A lot of stuff that, like you said, those little catchphrases and stuff, right? That's for us when we 14 and 15. Because we ain't gonna sit there and knowledge a whole dissertation. But over time, you're supposed to graduate from that. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, a lot of people, they still, you know, the things that you're talking about, it's like, listen, man, you know, us as a body, you know, we becoming more mature too and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like things that was, you know, people was doing in the 80s, right? When nobody was 40 years old. Nobody had that much experience, you know what I'm saying, to say, all right, we shouldn't be doing this right here, or we should, or a lot of things Allah originally had told them not to do, but all of a sudden now we cut in this corner, you know what I'm saying, and we realize now that, you know what? Yeah, we fucked up. Allah was right. You know what I'm saying? You know,
right.
But it's you know what I'm saying, if we still on at the same level, you know what I mean? Because look, even dealing with the expired sciences with that, right? You know, a lot of things, right? Allah got from interacting with Man Lindsay, right? There's no Man Lindsay now to interact with. You understand what I'm saying? So that means that we got to step our game up in terms of, you know what I'm saying,
creating new relationships that are similar to that.
Say it again?
I say creating new political relationships that are similar to that.
Right, yeah. You know what I'm saying? In this day and time, because otherwise, right, Allah is real, right? But see, we can deal with him mysteriously. And if we keep telling people that somebody that returned in 1969 is the reason that everything should happen, then we might as well tell them Jesus Christ.
Right. Well, let me ask you this, God, since we opened up a can of worms, and I didn't know if we was gonna have this live in front of everybody, but I'm gonna put it out there because we already in the mix right now. So I see your subject is expired sciences, and by
Right.
no means am I saying anything that Allah did necessarily expired. But one of the gripes that I have about our teaching in our nation now is the age old reasoning for not doing anything new is Allah didn't teach that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, and I consider that, and then I also consider the Otisville tapes when Allah in his own words said, if you don't change, you die. So, at what point, God, that we take ownership of what we're doing moving forward? You know, like, so when I be hearing stuff, when I hear the term, and I'm off the firewater and shit, so I'm a do this the
Mm-hmm.
best way I can. When I hear the term Allah didn't teach that, I consider a lot of things Allah didn't teach on. You know what I'm saying? Allah never got to see crack, but I'm pretty sure he wouldn't have supported that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Allah never built on a cell phone, and Allah never built on the internet. At what point do we say, hey, we're going to move this and go this direction just based off of what Allah gave us? And the cornerstones of those teachings is supreme mathematics and alphabet. With those tools, shouldn't we be able to make sound judgment calls as a nation to move forward without having the gripe of, oh, Allah ain't teaching that, and having the tug of war that I see that exists sometimes when brothers want to implement new ideas and new things?
My idea about that is that see, and this topic we just was talking about, right? Uh, you know, see, when we got the knowledge, right?
Mm-hmm.
We learned that we was God. But see, when they got the knowledge, they learned that this man right here said he's Allah, and he showed and proved it, and we his sons.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? And so uh they still on that timing. You know what I'm saying? Just like you're saying, like, when you come home from school, right? You got certain rules that you gotta follow. You understand what I'm saying? But you know, even as parents, right? We don't intend for our kids to still be following those rules now as a grown person that would be holding you back.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? And so there's that factor, you know what I'm saying? There's the fear factor, there's the incompetence factor, you know what I'm saying? Uh there's the neutral factor, just people that is you know, they're stuck in neutrality, and I hate those kind of people where it's like you don't know what's right and wrong. You don't know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Uh, and so, I'm of a mindset that that's probably, those things, those advances that you say, right? Those is gonna be our job, right? The people, of course, is going to be people that come after us that got it perfected and everything. But in
Mm-hmm.
terms of, see, in my opinion, right, we the last generation that walked on the streets with the firstborn.
Right. This next generation coming after us might not even have a firstborn or a group of
Right,
elders they won't have a group of elders from 64 to 69.
right. So see, we got the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding how we used to say back in the days to be swift and changeable and yet remainable. You see what I'm saying? To make advances and know what we're doing in terms of, yeah, we advancing, right? within society, but not getting caught up in popular culture, like you said, we losing with the shits. You know what I'm saying? But you know, there's some things, you know, I think that some people don't understand when it says this poor part of the planet Earth the same way I do. You know what I'm saying? It means that we got all this science, but we got to apply it right here. And this is how things is going down. You know what I'm saying? So for them, you know, even in terms of, you know, they was more just educated in that, in terms of, look, cooperate with society. You know what I'm saying? Where we the Black Panther generation and shit. Like, we just saying that it don't vibrate with us good like that. You see what I'm saying? We need our own shit. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
We grew up with buy black and all that type of shit like that. You see what I'm saying? So you know, those is the main factors, because, you know, at the end of the day, that's what I'm dealing with over here now. You know what I'm saying? You know, people who you know, in jail you was a leader. You know what I'm saying? In high school you was a leader. You know, but the skill set that it took to do those things is not the skill set that it takes to be successful in what we're doing right now. You know what I'm saying? And I think that you know, one of the main, another reason why that's happening is because we not tapping. See, our greatest resource is the babies, but we not tapping. See, we don't have no way to harness their skills and talents. You know what I'm saying? Like, if your child is smart, you gotta send them to UCLA or Stanford or whatever. You see what I'm saying? And then, in order for them to be able to do something that exercises their potential, you know what I'm saying? And then what happens? We send them over there, and they don't come back. You know what I'm saying? We send them over there, and they not as strong as us to withstand the popular culture. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And just at the end of the day, it's like, okay, when we first was coming to the rally and we was kids, right? Then you know, Qualisha used to, you know, have stuff for us, or Earthly Jews that have her coloring books and all this stuff. But now that we 14, 15, right, and we trying to do other things out here, right? It's all these other people that can help us with that. You know what I'm saying? And so we bleed in all these people. You know what I'm saying? You know, and we just not, like yesterday I was talking about the Chronos complex, right? And in the Chronos complex, Zeus's father in Greek mythology was Chronos. And Chronos killed his father in order to become the top god. And then he became concerned that his children was going to do the same thing to him. So the first kids, he buried them in the mountain, and then the rest of them, he started swallowing them. Until Zeus's moms hit him with the okie doke and gave him a stone, and he swallowed the stone, and then, you know, the story goes on, Zeus becomes the top. So it's telling you that, look, you know, the body can't go past 6. So eventually, you know, time is going to march on. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, for some of this, it's, you know, and we discussed that yesterday, where it's like, look, you either bear witness to your teachings or you don't. You know what I'm saying? Meaning, like, look, you know, just as parents, right? You either taught your kids how to cross the street or you didn't. And if you ain't never going to let them out to cross the street, then you saying that your teachers ain't like that. You understand what I'm saying? So, these is the things, for whatever reason in certain situations, right? Time becomes that kind of battle. You know what I'm saying? When the people is not prepared, you know what I'm saying? Like that's one of the things that I like to look at. That like, see, look, I'm telling you what it is, so that when you get to prime time, you know what I'm saying, you know what to do. You see what I mean? Or you could try to keep all the power for yourself. You see what I'm saying? So, like I'm saying, even with the nation, right? Allah was telling them the things like, look, after this year, you're gonna have to do this. Or as time goes on, or look, when this happened, do this. Or look, when you get over there where you going, teach them this.
Mm-hmm.
See what I'm saying? So everybody was prepared. So when he left, yeah, it took a little time for everybody to get their status where they needed to be, their energy where they needed to be. You know what I'm saying? But everybody was prepared to do what they doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, he's a colored man, but see, Donald Trump is a good example. They see how he pulled all his babies into the business already. So if he croaks tomorrow, they ain't got to figure shit out.
It's already set up.
Yeah, they just keep right on going. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, that's what it is, you know what I'm saying? Because, a lot of things that even when they say Allah didn't teach that, a lot of times they be wrong. You know what I'm saying? Because, just like you might say, okay, we're going to institute this thing right here. Well, what did Allah tell you to go to school to do?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Like a lot of stuff, people are using that, you know what I'm saying? And even with that, right? I don't like to do that. I don't like to think that somebody, like, if you could just have a law in your back pocket, right? Like you can tell me everything Allah said, everything he thought, everything he felt. Then who's Allah then?
Right.
How is he Allah and you not?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, you don't know all the things that was happening. And look, here's another thing that they leave out when they say that, right?
Mm-hmm.
He came to the rally one time and said Allah told him, I'm still learning.
Wow. That was a jewel right there, what you just said.
Yeah, but see, all these things get left out because in a lot of times, right, it's like you said, when do that come up, right? When you got to do something, right? Like I remember when brothers started charging for the show and prove, right? What had happened?
Oh, shit. They charged. Oh yeah, did they?
What happened was something happened to the floor. The floor here was unstable at the school, and they wanted to get it fixed. So that was the idea that they came up with, right? $5 for the show and prove, right? So brothers show up, right, and say, my father never taught that. Allah never taught for the show and prove. Now hold on. Let's let the audience try to solve this riddle real quick, right? Everybody that's on the page right now, can you tell me what's wrong with that statement? We're gonna go on the topic. So look, I'm gonna give it.
You gotta play the Jeopardy music, God. You gotta play that.
Yeah, hey, look, I wish I had my things on me, right? See, look, Justice. See, this is what I'm saying. I can't line you up with heavy hitters like Justice, people that think and draw shit up.
Right. You said it right there. Allah wasn't physically there.
And the show and prove is from 1971. So Allah never taught the show and prove.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of shit people be saying where it's like, God, Allah never taught a lot of stuff we be doing.
Right.
Lessons.
Yeah.
All of this, everybody, this lesson's supposed to come before that lesson. That's supposed to. God, Allah never taught that.
A lot of things that we practiced that came in that was implemented, God, was stuff that young gods was doing when the law was in Madawan.
You see what I'm saying?
Trying to hold it down, man. And I learned that building with Prince, man, because Prince told me so many different things, man. Because one of the greatest things Prince used to drilled in me was is that y'all make it too easy for dudes to be 5%ers. Like that was really the gist of it and
Ah,
shit.
man.
Like they make it too easy, God. And when I think about it in hindsight, I'd be like, you know what? We low key kind of right. Like, although a lot of these regiments was implemented by us or his sons, it really weeded out the fuck shit. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Hey, look, it's you said something earlier. You said something earlier. We the gods. If
Right.
we come together in all our supreme knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, right, and we weigh and judge things according to supreme mathematics, and this is the right way to go, that's what the fuck we supposed to do.
Now combine that with a law saying, "Oh, if you want to see me, all you got to do is come together."
Oh, you gotta do exactly. So that's what I'm saying. When people be like, yo, you scared to make a move, it's like, yo, see, they remind me of that story. There is a story, I think it came out the Bible, but the person who told me the story was Prince, right?
Mm-hmm.
About the rich man, he gave three people some money, and then he left. And the one dude, he buried the money in the ground and shit. You know what I'm saying? The other dude, he went out and and partied and shit, spent all his money up. And the other dude, he did some kind of investment and shit, right? So when the rich dude came back, the dude who did the investment, he was like, yo, man, I made money and shit. Here's your money back that you gave me and shit. He's like, nah, keep that. That's yours. You know what I'm saying? Do your thing. The other dude, he said, yo, I fucked the money up, man. You know what I'm saying? He gave him new money. He gave him more money. And the other dude who had to be said, yeah, nah, I just held the money and had it buried down there. He took the money back.
Right, because you ain't do shit with
You
it.
ain't see, if we just let it die on the vine, that's fucking up too. You know what I'm saying? And that's really fucking up worse, God. See what I'm saying? Because there's a chance for a mental death. But if you just sat there like a fucking log,
Right, right, right. God and devil utilize the same tools, and that's the truth. One of them use it and keep telling the truth, the other one lie.
mm-hmm.
When we gave the devil the power to rule for 6,000 years, that was the truth for shit that we gave him and shit, man. That was what we
Yeah,
gave him. And that time has expired. So only the power that the devil have is the power that we give him as individuals by being ignorant. You know what I'm saying? And this is the greatest time of that ignorance because we have all the access to all the information in the world easy now. You know, God, we used to have to go through Rolodex trying to study and show and prove our lessons.
the
These
Dewey
dudes got
Decimal,
this, they
the
got
Dewey
the dude.
Decimal System.
God. A lot of people on this feed right now don't even know what is the shit that the library we used to go through. It wasn't a Rolodeck. It was a
Oh yeah, the cards, the
yeah, the
catalog.
cards. Think about, remember when we used to research our lessons, God, going to the
Yeah.
libraries and stuff, God? They don't know none of
And
that,
look,
God.
and remember you used to be pissed off when somebody took the book and shit?
Come on. You keep coming back to the book and the dude never bring it back.
Nigga ain't never bringing that shit back.
Dudes don't understand that, God. They can go to their phone right now. Like, that's why anybody getting their knowledge in these times and you don't know your lessons and can't show and prove your lessons to some capacity, I don't want you, man. Because if you can't just pick up your
Yeah,
phone and look it up, you can get enough information to possibly get the average 5% off your neck. You know
yeah.
what I'm saying?
Nah, but you know what that is though too? I be telling people is that a lot of times, like I be seeing people, it's like, yo, the amount of explanation and drama that I see you going through to explain why you don't know your lessons, you could just know them. Like you doing backflips and shit.
God, we
To
talk about
explain,
brothers.
it's
God,
it's easier to just know your lessons, man.
God's be online building and all that. God, I come from an era, me and you come from an era. I wouldn't build with you on the phone because I didn't know if
I
you had your lessons in front of you when I asked you a degree. So
got
I
him.
won't build with you
Telling
on the
you,
phone.
man. We didn't even bill on the phone. And it be people that be doing that now. You ever see that? Where somebody be like, look,
Who
they
you
on the
telling, God?
internet, they
One
on
of the things,
Facebook arguing, right? And then nigga be drop his phone. Yo, call me on the phone.
right?
Like, nigga, what, is this what gangsters do, nigga?
Right. Is that what it is? Is that what's popping in the hood? Is that what's
Yeah,
popping in
that's
the
what it
nation
is.
right now?
I'm not calling you on the phone. See, because first of all, one thing I don't like about that, I don't like for you to say what you said in public like that, and then now you want to have a private
Right. That's why. That's why I got in the habit of punching people in the face when we got into it on Facebook and shit first. Because now we can resolve our issues. But I gotta put you in your face for what you said being disrespectful
Yeah.
first. You know what I'm saying? Now we can build and go through our shit, but I gotta put you in your joint first, just to start off the
Yeah.
conversation.
Yo,
You know what
guys,
I'm saying? So that you know everything is real. And let me tell you, and some people who know my background and stuff, you might have heard some foul things about me taking off on people. And yeah, I did it, but I gotta keep my word. You're not gonna be talking to me raggedy in front of all these people. Then when I get in front of you, all of a sudden it's a negotiation. No, let's go
yeah,
back to the energy we was on the internet. Let's bring that over
GOD,
here. We can negotiate after the fade.
GOD, I had to get off Facebook for that very reason. Where look, I showed up on a couple people. Like, like a motherfucker was talking some shit, right? And listen, I I thought he was serious. And then when I get over there, and the nigga's like, God, this is what the nigga said, God, word is born. He said, nah, I thought we was going back and forth like battle rap. Yo, when he said that, I was like, yo,
He thought it was smack. He thought he was on smack.
I was like, look, let me get off Facebook and shit. This shit ain't for me. Like, I don't understand. Like, it's whatever's the deal, right? I'm clearly out the loop and shit. So let these people have their world and shit.
Right. I had to fall back because I was one of those call everything out I saw online. But that
Yeah.
is an endless, and that'll blood suck you, God. That'll blood suck you. Getting involved in all that stuff, man. I start letting it go, and I just take notes. Like, I still got a list of people that I'm gonna punch in the face on site and shit, just off of Facebook encounters and stuff. I keep pictures of them in my phone, God. Whereas a couple of them in New Jersey. I mean, New Jersey, in New York, out there in New Jersey and shit. Like, I keep them on my phone. I walk by them, I be like, "Oh, is that nigga? Oh no, that ain't him." That's how serious I am about it and stuff, man. Because they let me tell you, God, one of the things that kills me about I remember, man, how fearful I was at building at parliaments in New York. Like going there, that was just a thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like half of the stuff that these cats be online building on, I'll be like, yo, you would not go to not only a parliament in New York, you won't go to any parliament spewing that stuff out your mouth like that. And if you do it, it's not going to be with the bravado that you do online.
Oh man, listen.
You know, and that be the question I ask people when they start talking raggedy to you online. I say, hey, sir, let me ask you this. Do you think that you would be talking to me like this if you were standing in front of me? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's got to be an honest question. You know, cats get real ballsy, man, and they swear that that keyboard and that screen is a shield of some sort, and it's not, God. You know, and a lot of that is that people are not held accountable, and if you're not held accountable, that means you don't have no ownership, and if you don't have no ownership, how can you be the original man where the maker the owner?
Yeah, that's what I be saying. See that that's another thing when we talk about in terms of advancements. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, lack of accountability. Where you know if you ask certain people, you know what I'm saying, what why is this the way it is, right? They just gonna say, well, nah, it wasn't me.
Mm-hmm.
Some people look. You ever see these people who think that being in jail is an excuse? Like,
It's
yo,
only an excuse for
tell
child
God what
support.
happened. See, I was in jail, God. I was in jail, God. So that, you know what I'm saying? I'm writing exact. Like, nigga,
Uh-huh.
what you doing? Like, that's no excuse. And hold up. So when it was time to do righteousness, your devilish man had you trapped behind bars, so
Right.
you couldn't be a part of it.
Dirty business.
That's an excuse.
Dirty business. They not playing fair no more, God. They're not playing no fair.
Yeah, but look, these are the things right now, man. What I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? It's young brothers. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And they doing the right thing in terms of, they going around the right brothers and building up their knowledge. You know what I'm saying? And I told brothers yesterday over here, right, that I'm not gonna be 70 years old, right, holding shit back. You know what I'm saying? Trying to remain in the leadership for my own emotions and shit. You see what I'm saying? You know, when we clear the way, you know what I'm saying, so that people could reach their fullest potential. You see what I mean? Like, if it's somebody right now and they young and they doing whatever, right? If I try to contain them inside of what I'm doing, I'm putting them on 6. I'm not dealing with equality. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, that's the, and it's fucked up. It's fucked up, but some things gotta be that way.
Indeed, God. It's a different time, man. But I love building with you, man, because like I said, my peer group, when I started coming around and I hold a great fondness for y'all, man, because y'all ain't hold no punches when I came around and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, so all of y'all, man, you born supreme, love eternal, supreme man. It's just a bunch of y'all. It's a wealth of y'all and shit, man. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? I love you, brothers, man, and I look forward to seeing you, God, and shit. And let me tell you, I'm gonna get off the jack now and shit. But
All
if I
right.
don't see you tomorrow, inbox me your degrees or whatever. I'm probably gonna have some people over at my sister's house in Pelon, like Virtuous and Saheem, and them probably gonna come pull up on me. We gonna drink and do
All
what we
right.
do. So if I don't see you at the school on Wednesday when I come through, let's just make sure you tap in with your brother.
No doubt, God. Love
All
you.
right. Peace to the God.
Peace, somebody. So, yeah, we got Encyclopedia Brown in here. But yeah, I mean, when I say expired sciences, I just mean that look, everything around us is constantly changing. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's not that, you know, it was negative, but things go from knowledge to born. And then they go from knowledge to knowledge born. And sometimes when we're in that stage from knowledge to knowledge born, right, we can't do all the same things the same ways that we did it from knowledge to born. That's growth and development. But some people never elevate from the expired sciences. You see what I'm saying? So, like I was saying for me, right, at one time, you used to see me on the corner in front of the bodega. You know what I'm saying? By the mailbox next to the liquor store. You know what I'm saying? Over there on the side of the bank by the McDonald's, like various places, right? But that's the expired science for me right now, right? At Power Wisdom, I can't be on the corner, you understand what I mean, chucking, drinking 40s, you know what I'm saying, smoking weed, and, asking little kids when they going to get the knowledge of themselves. The truth is not expired. You know what I'm saying? The science that was manifested there, the people who got the knowledge there, none of that expired. But the application of that is expired, right? You know what I'm saying? Different modes of travel. The science of traveling, is not expired. That always has been, always will be. But the stagecoach is expired. Like if you might get a ticket, for riding a stagecoach in a lot of places right now. That's how far expired that science is. But we've been on a good minute. You know what I'm saying? We had Born Love come on. That's always a treat. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of brothers, man. I came up with, man. You know what I'm saying? We grew up together, man. We all got the knowledge around the same time. All our experiences. We was taught by the same people, and so we all was in the building together when these jewels was being dropped. And that's why you don't, a lot of the bullshit that you see going on around the nation and people bickering over this and bickering over that. You don't see us going through that. You don't really see us searching for that does not exist. You know what I'm saying? We already know that there's no mystery God. And so now it's about taking the devil off our planet. But do we have any questions out there? Any last questions before we wind this one down? You know what I'm saying? Y'all already made me turn into a pumpkin. I actually didn't mean to be on too long today, but y'all know at 10 o'clock the supermarket closes. I know there's some 24-hour ones, but I don't know if I want to go through all that right now. See what happens. But do we have any any last questions before we retire? Hey, y'all better check y'all what's the names too, because if you go back and look, I was on like a good 15 to 20 minutes before people start coming on the live. So I don't know, maybe y'all alerts is cut off or something. You might want to check it. I was just about to just get off the live. I thought y'all wasn't maybe the playoffs was on or something. I don't know. Maybe I was watching Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Y'all changed y'all viewing habits during the time when I wasn't broadcasting regularly. Well, I guess this was just another. I gotta come up with a name for that. I guess this was just another example of the crystal clearness. The crystal clearness of the wisdom that I manifest. It's never any question. Mind shining. Well, yeah, you pretty much you missed it, but expired sciences, right? Is about you got who, what, where, when, why, and how, right? That pertains to every situation, right? So what happens when the who ain't here? What happens when the what it's no longer in effect. What happens when the wind was decades ago? Meaning when that science was applicable. So, like I was giving an example, you just came in, right? But, you know, people travel. People have been traveling since travel's been possible, right? But some modes of travel is expired. Like, guys don't have, in the military, they don't roll in chariots no more. The army is not training archers right now. It might be a couple, people that they got to specialize in that, but there's no corps of archers. Where at one time, they was one of the main factors on the battlefield. Right? People used to tame and bring big animals, elephants, horses, to the battlefield. Right? That's expired now. Those is mundane examples. But you got to be aware and see what's important about being aware of that, right? Is that, like I said, the expired science, it don't mean that it wasn't right and exact. It just means that it went from knowledge to born. But, okay, this science right here, it was 100% right and exact in that time. Right? But now, if you still trying to use that same method, that same technique, in order to be successful in another time, in another place, it may not be applicable. See, look, that's why it's important, right, that this knowledge is from 1964 in Mecca, Harlem. Not 632 in the desert of Arabia. That's what's important about you going out in your community, your place where you at in real time, right here, right now, to give the people the truth. Not that some shit happened on the cross or some shit happened in the Garden of Eden or thousands of years after you died and the Jubilee is going to come and everything, whatever's supposed to happen. And you got to look at the fruit that the tree is bearing. See, sometimes you can see some great people, but in this day and time, they're not living to their potential because they're using expired sciences. See, I give you a good example of some expired sciences. The Bible, the Quran, 120. See, all that stuff already happened. Not all of it. There's some stuff that's still yet to happen. But a lot of that stuff is expired sciences. That already happened. What brings it up to date is our knowledge, wisdom, and understanding and applying it. And being able to draw it up and take the best part from it, what can be learned, and apply it now and leave the rest of it in that time or in that place. But at any rate, I guess we didn't have any questions. You know what I'm saying? So we got our quota in this week. For the first time, I don't know, it's been a while. But for the first time, we got our quota in this week of live streams. You know what I'm saying? So I had some things in the schedule now. It's a little bit more worked out. So we'll be back. We'll be back next Monday. You know what I'm saying? And we'll be making sure to continue daily. See, that's a whole other can of worms. I ain't even think of that angle. See, that's another reason why you could be dealing with an expired science, because you're dealing with stuff that happened in the 1800s versus people that's continuing daily. You continue with daily, that means you have to bring it up to date. See, that's the difference between the people who used to know their lessons. The people who was on the 1 to 14, but now they got to renew their history. See, when you used to know it, that expired, bro. If you trying to use that today, where else can you do that? Can the police pull you over and you say, I used to have a driver's license? Bro, that's expired. Where's your license for right now? So, this is just the lives, I guess, since I've been back, is taking on that kind of tone. Where look at some things that's the experience that I've had. That's my experience. In the meantime, in between time, those that made it this far, hit the like button. I guess share this around with anybody you think that might grow and develop from it. And in the meantime, between time, I'm gonna sign off and say peace, and I shall see y'all next week.